This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. PNPYO commends party leader Mark Golding for responding to Jamaican students in Ukraine. The People's National Party Youth Organization has commended opposition leader Mark Golding for leading the front in response to the plight of the Jamaican students in Ukraine. In a release on Friday, the PNPYO noted that not only has Golding raised $10,000 to assist the students in the Eastern European country now under siege, but the PNP leader also made a personal contribution to help in getting students in Ukraine to safety. This is an extremely commendable effort which demonstrates to all Jamaicans that Mr. Golding has their best interest at heart and is willing not only to talk but act, the statement read. Mr. Golding's gesture strikingly contrasts that of the Andrew Holness-led government, which up to Thursday insisted on offering loans to the students in Ukraine, it continued. We note, however, that no sooner than Mr. Golding announced his contributions to the efforts to get our students to safety, which he rightly channeled through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, the Prime Minister announced a similar endowment through his charity. The PNPYO says that the urge to offer assistance to the students only after Golding's response served to show that the government is playing games with the lives of our Jamaican citizens who are in imminent danger. If Mr. Holness had at his disposal such resources other than those of the government, which he could have mobilized to assist our students in Ukraine, it is unconscionable that he has only made them available just now, the statement continued. While we commend Mr. Holness for following the lead of Mr. Golding, we cry shame on him for this vulgar act of politics, which has no place in the government, especially when the lives of Jamaican citizens are at stake. In the meantime, the organization urged the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to use the funds mobilized by the opposition leader solely and entirely for its intended purpose, even as it hoped that good sense will prevail and that both Russia and Ukraine will lay down their arms and return to the proverbial table for diplomatic dialogue. Family disputes. Schools claims that 4-year-old boy was left in car. The family of 4-year-old Jordan Clark is demanding answers in relation to the death of their loved one, scoffing at reports from school officials and the police that the child was left for several hours in a car outside a basic school in Rollington Town. Family members are questioning the teacher's account based on the untidy nature of Jordan's clothes, which they say could not be possible if he was left in the vehicle, as his clothes were clean when he boarded the educator's car for school on Thursday. "My baby dirty, and the teacher say him not come out of the car. How the hell if you bring Pitney come to school and the rest of them come out of the car, and one left back and you no know, and you are him teacher?" questioned a grief-stricken Curtis Clark, father of the deceased. Another piece of evidence that punches holes into the teacher's account of the events, Jordan's aunt Tabia said, is that only one of his shoes was reportedly found in the vehicle. "One foot of shoes there in the car with the baby. Where is the next foot of shoes? The next foot of shoes can't find," she told the news on Friday. "The baby pants here so dirty up. Me can't show you the picture on the phone. Me can't show you how him come to school," the deceased aunt said, showing a photograph of Jordan neatly dressed on the morning of the tragedy. "When we go to the hospital, go look on the baby. Yes, why the pants dirty up. The baby dirty," she contended. Reports reaching the news are that the tragedy unfolded after the boy and other children were transported to the school by a teacher about 9 a.m. on Thursday. The other children exited the vehicle, but the boy was not removed from the car. Hours later, the teacher discovered that the child was still in the car. The boy was reportedly taken to the Bustamante Hospital for Children, where he was pronounced dead. Tabia told the news that another aunt went to the school on the day and did not see the little boy. On receiving that information, she said the child's grandmother contacted his class teacher half an hour before the school's closure at 1:30 p.m. on Thursday. "When the granny called the teacher, she go say everything all right," recalled Tabia, adding that the teacher did not indicate that anything was wrong at that time. The child's grandmother waited but did not see the teacher or Jordan arrive home. After 3 o'clock, the grandmother have to make her next phone call. The teacher nobody answered the phone. The principal answered the phone, she recounted. Tabia said the principal informed her that the teacher took her nephew to the hospital, but she did not know why they went to the St. Joseph's Hospital. The mother reportedly went to the hospital, but Jordan was not there. A children's hospital, them go see the baby dead, lifeless, the child's aunt said as her voice cracked during the interview. Lunch pay for, the baby no get no lunch, she pointed out. Clark said he could not describe how he felt about losing his son as he searched for answers into the questionable circumstances that led to his loved one's death. Jardine dirty like the teacher beat him or lick him down. Me no know what she do him, but she say him not come out of the car. How him dirty? Him left out clean yesterday morning, the upset father reasoned. It no add up. 4-year-old can't live in a car in a space of 4 or 5 hours and suffocate. You know that too. Him would have knock out. Him not dead in a space of 4 hours, Clark told the news. Clark says he wants to speak with the teacher to find out what truly happened. Several calls he has made to the school's principal have also gone unanswered, he said. Right now me confused, me paranoid, cause coming like them no know what them a do up here. That alone me can pray and them with wagwan. 3 shot and injured in Westmoreland. 3 people were shot and injured in Green Hill, Westmoreland on Friday afternoon. The news understands that the incident took place sometime around midday at a tire shop in the area. The injured men are currently receiving treatment at the hospital, where they are said to be in stable condition. A motive for the shooting has not yet been ascertained. Support pours in for Jamaicans fleeing war-torn country. A Jamaican organization in Florida, Jamaican Men of Florida, has offered to provide financial resources to pay airfares for Jamaican students currently stranded in Ukraine, which is under attack from Russia. In a statement to the news, the Florida-based organization, through its president, Dr. Rupert Francis, said that the students who had been stranded in the war-torn country should not have the added burden of having to pay their way home by way of a government loan. The safety of the students should be first and foremost. Getting them out of Ukraine must be the highest priority, and they should not have to deal with getting loans to be able to get home. Loans to which they do not have full details about repayment and interest rates to be charged, he said. Francis pointed to the fact that several countries around the world are offering to get foreign nationals and Ukrainians out as a matter of priority. He said that the Jamaican government should seek to have the students travel to another country, either under the umbrella of the United Nations or under a truce flag, and the organization would raise the necessary funds to either underwrite the government loan or purchase tickets for the students. The number one priority of any government is the safety of its citizens, and in this instance, the students are caught in a situation not of their making, and the government's prime focus should be getting them out safely. He said that Jamaican men in Florida would assist the students to get home safely without the added burden of having to get a loan. Founder of the Jamaican Men of Florida and the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, Dr. Alan Cunningham, said that the offer by the organization was in keeping with its mandate to try to improve the lives of Jamaicans. He said that he was confident that members of the organization would rally to the cause. Minister without portfolio with a responsibility for information, Robert Morgan, said that the government would accept any assistance offered, but pointed out that the issue was not solely about transporting the students home. The Jamaican government will transport the students home if all issues for them are resolved and they make their way to a safe neighboring country, he said. Morgan said that the students face the school issues and the residency issues if they leave and were to return to school. Because of this, he said, the students were seeking to have the issues sorted out. The government, he further stated, has been in contact with countries such as Poland to get the students out of Ukraine. He stressed that the offer of loans to the students was made before the situation escalated to war. The government will bring them home, he said. Morgan insisted that the government was working with his students to have all issues resolved. He pointed out that some universities in Ukraine have already gone online to make the necessary adjustments to facilitate the students. Meanwhile, the People's National Party has raised some $10,000 to assist the students with transportation, food, and other essentials. In a press release, opposition leader and the president of the PNP, Mark Golding, said that he has contacted the Prime Minister to find out if the funds could be routed through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to ensure that the efforts are coordinated and seamless. We just want to get the money to them as quickly as possible to help them to get out, he said. Pointing out that he has been in contact with the students, Golding said that the situation is challenging and changes rapidly. Golding said that at the request of the students, he advanced the required sum into the account of one of the students to purchase train tickets for all 25 students who were actively trying to leave. It was also announced yesterday that Prime Minister Andrew Holness's Positive Jamaica Foundation has raised some US $11,500 to be used to assist the students in Ukraine. Morgan told the news that the funds would be disbursed through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to assist the students with anything they need. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.